Yo, welcome to Fast Forward Mindset Motivational Podcast. I'm your host, Coach James. This is where we rewire your thoughts, reset your mindset, and fast forward your life. No more rewinding, just discipline, motivation, and the truth you need to become unstoppable. If you're ready to elevate your mindset and take control of your future, you're in the right place. Let's go.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hope all is well. So, y'all, let me ask you a question. Does any of you understand what is the shortest distance to happiness? Let me ask another question. How many of you would love to live a life of happiness, be fearless, eliminate any fear, and erase your doubts? How many of you in the room would like to live that way? And when I see the hands go up, it really amazes me that not everybody hand goes up, because I would assume that everyone in this room would love to live a life of peace of and happiness, because that's what living fearless, eliminate fear, erase your doubt, that's peace. It's a life of peace, right? So it really amazed me that I only see so many hands go up in the room, and I expect to see everyone's hand go up. So let me ask that question again. How many of you would love to live a life of happiness, be fearless, eliminate all your fear, and erase your doubt? Okay, I knew I was gonna see more hands this time when I say that, because sometimes it takes you giving in a little bit more discriminatory, or what's the word I want to use, commentary. There you go. Behind what does that really mean? So thank you for those that raise your hand. And if you did, you're in luck today, because today I'm going to teach you what is the shortest distance to happiness. Yay, right? The shortest distance to happiness. We should all be happy about that. And I still understand that there's some doubters in the room, and it's okay, because there's points in our life where we're just doubters, right? We just don't know. We're fearful, right? So, number one way to get to the shortest distance of happiness is trust. And the reason why I asked that question earlier and why it was so important is that only some of us raised our hands. That dude tells me that a lot of us don't trust that that's possible. I mean, we turn on the TV every day. We see wars in different countries. We see children going hungry. We still see a lot of racism today. We see people, when you look at the job market numbers, they're just declining. The president said they're going up. Everyone else said no, they're declining. And so we just live in a world right now where there's not a lot of trust, right? We question ourselves, we question the world, we question our neighbors, and we even question our loved ones today, because if you don't trust yourself, how can you trust your loved ones? So trust is a big thing. Trust starts within. Trust is something that you have to build within yourself. The thing about trust, y'all, is that nobody can install trust in you, right? No one can come to you and say, "Hey, Coach James, I'm going to give you the power to trust yourself." Voila, here you go. or I dream a genie, right? She does her little thing that she does. Now you are a trusting person of yourself. And so, because trust is something we can't instill in ourselves, others, trust becomes one of the biggest things in this world. And when we don't trust ourselves, we don't trust others. And when we don't trust others, we live a life that is fearful, worry, doubt. Every time we try to say there's something good happening in our life, we counteract it with something that's negative. Long time ago, I used to find myself in moments of peace, happiness, fearless. I'll be out somewhere with someone having a great time. I could be with friends, family. And the day it's just going great. Nothing has me over worried. Nothing has me stressed out. Life just feels fulfilling, right? It's satiating, right? You know, you have a really good meal and you're like, man, that meal was satiating. And usually those meals, there's not a lot of food, but it just hits the spot at the right moment. And so you get satiation out of it. But that's how my day was. It was satiating. Things are going great. And then all of a sudden, when things were getting better, I think of something negative that just ruins the day. And now my trust factor that my day is going to end well is out of the window because all of my hopes and dreams and fun that I'm having is now it's now over because I just ruined it with a bad thought. And that's because I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust myself enough to say, you know what, Coach James, today is going to be a great day for you. You're having fun now, and you're going to continue to have fun, and it's going to end up being an amazing day for you. I always thought in the back of my mind, if it's an amazing moment, at the end of the day, there's going to be something that non-amazing that happens that just ruins my day. So the shortest distance to happiness is trust. We have to find a way to trust ourselves from within. So here's the shortest distance to trust. Here you go. Hope y'all got a piece of paper. Hope y'all got a pen because this is important. This is the stuff, y'all, when I talk and I do these motivational talks, this is the stuff you want to write down because in tough times in life, when things go wrong, there is no way you going to remember Coach James said this, right? And some of you, right? Some of you might. Some of you probably take your Ginkgo biloba. Is that what they call it? To help you with your memory? I said Ginkgo biloba. I might have messed it up, y'all. But y'all know what point I'm trying to make. But anyways, I say write this stuff down because you're going to need to come back to this. You may wake up in the morning and you're just having a bad day. And you pick up your journal and you say, I listen to Coach James' motivational talk about the shortest distance to happiness. And he said, do this, do that, and do that. I'll tell you, if you don't write it down, you're not going to remember stuff in the future, especially when things get rough. It's kind of like how I used to be when I used to serve God. I used to go to God last. Believe it or not, y'all, something crazy would happen. I would do this, I would do that, I would try this, I would try that. And after all else fails, I go to God like, God, now I need you. And God's looking at me like, brother, man, you done tried 10 things before you came to me. Now you want my help. Yeah. Now I need your help, God. And so I get it, y'all. So this stuff's important. So that's why you should take your pad, take your pen, and you write this stuff down. So here's the shortest distance to trust. Number one, love yourself. Love yourself wholeheartedly. You're not perfect. You're not. You're not going to be perfect. It is what it is. You know, you go and buy a brand new car, and that car is just the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's got nice rims on it. It's got the Vogues on. It's got the Vogues on it. It's definitely got to be a Cadillac if it's got Vogues on it, right? It's definitely a Cadillac, DeVille. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyways, it's the perfect car, but it's got one little small minor scratch on the bumper. And every single time we start showing off that car to people, we start saying, this is the greatest Cadillac I ever had in my life. It's got the fifth wheel. It's got the diamond in the back. It's got the sunroof, but it's got this scratch on the bumper. It's got this scratch, right? It's like that little scratch just ruins the whole car. Just get it fixed. It's easy, get it fixed. But anyways, so y'all, love yourself through all your mistakes, through all your struggles, through all your turmoils that you've been through. I mean, I've made some pretty bad decisions in my life, y'all. I mean, when I say bad, pretty bad. And look where I am today. I'm helping y'all understand the shortest distance to happiness. So if I can find a way to love myself through sacrificial love, I can trust myself enough to get up on here and share this message with y'all. I'm no better than you. And if I can do it, you can do it. So just love yourself. Sacrificial love, though, right? Quit counting all the things you did wrong, all the bad decisions you made in your life. People hit me up all the time and they say, "Hey, Coach James, you know, my life is great, but this little one thing just keeps nagging me." What is it, bro? What'd you do? Well, 10 years ago, I made a bad decision and I'm still paying for it. Get over it. Let it go. Love yourself. You made a bad decision. Get over it. So number one is love yourself. Number two is set realistic boundaries. I was just sharing with a good friend the other day that setting boundaries is very important for all of us. But where we go wrong sometimes is we set false boundaries. Like, I'm not gonna let somebody borrow money if they call me and they want $5. I'm not gonna give somebody $2 because they asked me. Come on, y'all. I mean, that's not a realistic boundary, because if someone hits you up, especially someone in need in your family, and they say, "Hey, bro, you got $5." If you got $5, you probably more likely gonna let them borrow to give it to them. So set realistic boundaries. A realistic boundary is that I'm gonna read a book for 30 minutes a day. I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna run on a treadmill for a mile. I'm gonna eat 5 healthy meals a day. I mean, those are realistic boundaries, right? So you have to set boundaries for yourself, about yourself, right? It, I'm not gonna think negative for 2 hours. Now, I'm not saying that after 2 hours go by, it's okay to think negative, but what I'm saying is you setting a time parameter around your boundaries. You say, for the next 2 hours, I'm not gonna think negative. Once you accomplish that 2 hours, you say, okay, the next 2 hours, now I'm gonna think of positive thoughts, right? So set realistic boundaries. And those boundaries are real. You can find a way to not think negative for 2 hours. You can find a way to be positive for 2 hours. Those things can really happen, right? But you have to be consistent. Um, you can't you can't drive the motorboat without gas, right? And that's what I mean about being consistent. When you get in the motorboat, you fill up the tank. You're not gonna run out of gas. You're gonna keep riding until the wheels fall off or until you run out of gas again, but you're gonna gas up before that happens. So be consistent. And I know you're probably thinking like, Coach James, how the hell did you get a motorboat with gas out of out, and talk about boundaries? How'd you do that? Be consistent is where I'm coming from. Are y'all with me? I just want to make sure y'all are tracking with me. So number one is love yourself through sacrificial love. Number two is set boundaries and be consistent when you set your boundaries. If you saying you answer your phone after 8 a.m. or you're getting on social media after 8 p.m., you're not getting on social media after 8 p.m., then stick to that. You're not getting on social media after 8 p.m. It is what it is, right? Be realistic about it. It's just not happening. So set realistic boundaries and stick to them. Be consistent. Be aware. Be aware. Stay aware. Understand your emotional patterns. Hey y'all, I'm a Pisces. And I'm not saying all Pisces is like me, but for a guy, I'm a sensitive ass dude. When I say sensitive, somebody can say something to me and I'm about ready to cry. I do a great job of hiding that emotion though, because you can't, to see a big black man sitting somewhere in the corner crying, y'all probably be like, what's wrong with him? That brother need to up his hormones. I don't know. That brother had too much estrogen or something. I don't know. So y'all, so yeah. So I used to be really emotional. I used to start my day off riding the emotional roller coaster. 1 minute I'm happy, 1 minute I'm sad, and the next minute I'm angry. The next hour I'm happy, the next 10 minutes I'm sad, the next 30 minutes I'm unhappy. The next hour I'm angry, I'm furious, I'm filled with joy. And so, y'all, I used to ride that emotional roller coaster every single day. And that's why you have to be aware of your emotional patterns, because you need to understand what drives your emotions. What drove my emotions a lot was my past. I would get caught up looking in the rearview mirror instead of looking in my windshield in front of me. Like I said, some things would just be going great, and all of a sudden, because things are going great, I would just ruin it with a negative thought. It's emotional pattern, right? And so I had to really understand what was driving it. Well, from my past, what was driving that is how I felt about myself, my insecurities. So my insecurities wouldn't allow me to be a strong man. My insecurities wouldn't allow me to be a believer of God. And my insecurities wouldn't allow me to love myself enough to say, no, I'm worthy of love. Someone can and will love me. Me and my wife was having this long conversation yesterday, I think it was, and it's kind of funny because we get in these talks, and we talk about our marriage and how we first got together, and how I was an emotional wreck for 7 years. I almost drove her away until she gave me an ultimatum. She was like, "Look, bruh, this is the last year I'm dealing with your emotional roller coaster. Either you get it together this year or next year, me and mines will be walking." And it scared the shit out of me. Scared me. And so, but I'm not saying I got it together for that, but I did get it together for that. Y'all know what I mean, right? I didn't get it together for that, but I did get it together for that because I love that woman. But because 7 years of my emotional patterns, of happy, sad, angry, angry, sad, happy, right? She couldn't deal with, she got tired of dealing with it, right? And she was at a point where like, hey, you need to fix yourself. And so your emotional patterns is coming from somewhere. And that's why I used the word before and said, be aware. What is driving and what is pushing you to ride the emotional roller coaster? Now, some of us are um, emotional imbalanced, right? And I think the word they call for, the clinical word, is chemically imbalanced. But when you are imbalanced, it's all emotions is really what it comes down to, right? You're angry, you're sad, you're mad, you're everything you could think of, right? And so some of us struggle with that, and if that's you, then there's help out there for you to help you get better. You got to be willing to admit it and just go and get the help that you need. But be aware of your emotional patterns. Know what's driving your thoughts, know what's driving your emotions, and then fix it from there. Now, I'm not always perfect, but I will catch myself like something to come to my mind when I'm having a kind of a rough morning. I'm like, that's a stupid thought, James. That's just dumb. And I stop and think like, that was dumb. Where'd that dumb thought come from? I don't know. But don't think it again. Right? Move on. Think of something positive. Now I fill my day up with, like I said, gratitude. When you understand and you live through gratitude, your emotional patterns should get a little bit better. You should be a little bit more emotionally stable. That way your emotions aren't all over the place. So number 3, be aware. Be aware of what's driving you. Be aware of where you are in this world. Be aware of what your goals are, and be aware of what you want to achieve in the future. This is the shortest distance to happiness. It's the shortest distance. Love yourself. Set realistic boundaries. Be aware. It's the shortest distance. So, y'all, this is something that I really want you to really live your life by the next couple of months. Get a gratitude journal. Write down day 1, day 2, day 3. Track your emotions, and you'll see over time your emotions start to get better because you're calling them out now. You're saying, hey, sad guy, bye-bye. Hey, angry person, get out of my life. Hey, Mr. Guy that lives in his past 24/7, get out of your past. Look in your rearview mirror. I mean, your windshield. Get over it. Right? So that's why you need to journal, to write down your emotions and how you feel. That way you can make improvements for the future. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for listening. I really appreciate it. I'm Coach James, and let me help you wire the way you think. All right, y'all. Peace.
Thank y'all for listening to today's episode. And remember, don't rewind your life, fast forward it. Until next time, keep moving forward. Hey, y'all, I'm Coach James. Let me help you wire the way you think. All right, y'all. Peace.